REANIMAL comes out on February 13th, 2026, and there's a demo available on consoles. So I wanted to go ahead and discuss this just because I thought this was some cool information. I had done a video on this game a while back. I think it was like back in like August or something like that. In regards to this game coming out and some of like the gameplay footage and all that type of stuff. And I was really happy to kind of see this information because for anyone that doesn't know, this is the same developers that made Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2. So the people that made those two games, they actually went off and did their own thing, which is why they're coming out with this game. So for anyone that is unaware, Little Nightmares 3 actually isn't done by the same studio. It's actually a different studio that were able to purchase the franchise itself. So they were able to kind of get the property and kind of make it their own in a sense. That's why some people, we're asking and speculating that the third game wasn't going to be quite the same. And I had spoken to some people that had stated that were able to play the game, that Little Nightmares 3, although it was a fun game, there was some elements where it did kind of feel like it was from a different studio. It wasn't from the same developers as Little Nightmares 1 and 2. So seeing that this information had come out in regards to them creating this new game, I thought was awesome because of the fact that it clearly has elements of, the Little Nightmares franchise. So I thought it was really cool to see, and it really has me excited because I really like those games. Now, I very much enjoy the first one more so than the second one, mainly because of the story itself. Now, the first game, I feel like the story was really easy to follow and everything like that, and it by the end of it, once it was all said and done, it really left me wanting to kind of see what would come of, the story later on in the franchise. And then the second game came out, and I was just a little bit disappointed because for anyone that doesn't know, Little Nightmares 2 is actually a prequel to Little Nightmares. So it's some of the events that happened before the first game. So when I seen how Little Nightmares ended, I was really hoping that they were going to be able to continue on with what happened and kind of explain some of the stuff that went on in the end of the game. And it was one of those things that obviously with Little Nightmares 3, they didn't really do that. They decided to go with new characters and just kind of go a different route in that aspect. So it was one of those situations where it did leave me a little bit sad because of the fact that I really wanted to learn more about this world and kind of see how things came about in a sense with how they ended in the first game, but that wasn't the case, unfortunately. So seeing that the developers of those two games ended up leaving and they went on to create this game right here has me really excited to kind of see what's gonna come of it, because obviously with them deciding to go in a different route as far as making a whole new series, you're not going to be able to see what happened with the storyline between those other games. But at the same time, if they were able to create those two games and do really well, like I feel like they did, then I'm excited to kind of see what we're going to be getting when it comes down to this game. So we have a pre-order trailer right here, which I wanted to go ahead and check out, just to kind of see what we're going to be getting when it comes down to this game. I've skimmed it a little bit here and there, so I don't know exactly what's going to be happening with this. So I figured it was one of those things we can go ahead and check out here, and yeah, we'll go ahead and go from there. So I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit, and then let's check this out.
We know from experience what it means to be away from those we love most of all.
You're all going to die down here. This was giving me that kind of vibe, like the Resident Evil movie.
To you living in new surroundings, we send a message of true sympathy.
Stick together.
And to think of all the new sights you must be seeing.
Now, I'm curious of how they're going to go about this because of the fact that obviously you got the two characters, so it does kind of look like it is going to be a co-op thing, which is one of the things I was kind of I thought was pretty cool when it came down to Little Nightmares 3. And again, I know it's a different developing team and everything like that, but if they decided to go that route with this game where you can either do single player or have it where you can play it with co-op, I think that would actually be pretty cool. And so far I'm digging the trailer, man. I really like that it has that creepy atmosphere. I like the way that they're able to kind of give it that feel of like the environment around you and everything. It's just very off-putting and there's something wrong about it. And As far as the story goes with this, I've read that it's actually a brother and sister. So this is obviously the sister and the brother, and the whole concept is them going and rescuing some of their friends and stuff like that. I don't know if they're in hell or if it's just kind of like a weird like world that they pretty much live in. That's just how it normally is. But yeah, it's pretty much you're on like a rescue mission to kind of help your friends, which I thought was pretty cool. Ugh.
And the adventures you must be having.
See, like as you can see right here, I don't know if it was a character itself, but when they're right here with the tree, you can see this individual right here. I think this is a character, but it looks like they're kind of just watching them kind of do their thing. So see how it goes. Survive together.
So it is not difficult for us to picture the sort of life you are all leading. I know you won't forget us. Good night, and good luck to you all.
REANIMAL, coming February 13th, 2026. Play the demo now. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty interesting to see. February 13th. I wonder if that's actually gonna be on a Friday. So yeah, the only thing that kind of sucks is that it stated here that like, oh, the demo is now available. It looks like the demo is only available for PC. So if you wanted to check it out on console, you just have to pretty much wait because there doesn't seem like there's any demo available. And yeah, so that is kind of one of the unfortunate things. And from the looks of it, February 13th, yep, that is on a Friday. So this game is going to be coming out on Friday the 13th, which I think is pretty awesome. Oh, well, duh, it says it right here. So yeah, I think that's really cool to hear, and I think that's awesome that they're deciding to go that route. I think that's pretty cool because of the style of the game and everything like that, with it being kind of like a horror franchise for the most part. But yeah, man, I'm really liking this, and I'm really liking the fact that when you check out some of the stuff that it shows a little bit later on in this trailer, you'll see some of the humans or adults or whatnot walking around, and they look almost like very like exactly like they do in Little Nightmares and Little Nightmares 2. So clearly it is, the same developers. They were able to kind of continue on and kind of do their thing when it came down to this franchise, which I think is cool because stuff like this that you see in this trailer, it's really off-putting, and it's really like eerie and creepy. So yeah, I remember when I first played the first two games, it was one of those things where I just kind of got hooked one day. I was just kind of hanging out at home, not really doing much, and I was like, you know what? Because I had them both on the Switch for a while. So eventually I was like, you know what, let me go and play those ones, see what they're about and how they are. And I got hooked. I got hooked on the first game, ended up playing it through, and then I ended up playing the second one because I got so hooked on the first one. I wanted to see what ended up happening. It wasn't until later on that I found out that again it was a prequel, so I was a little bit bummed out about that. But yeah, these games I think like they're very fun, and I feel like they're worth checking out for anyone that is into these types of games with like this off-put setting and stuff like that with the characters, and then trying to kind of move around and everything. So I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and I'm hoping it's gonna be good, man. I'm gonna probably most likely be purchasing it for the PlayStation if I decide to get it, because of the fact that I don't have the Switch 2, and I don't know. At this point, I feel like I'd rather do it with the PlayStation just because I'm sure it'll be able to run better and everything like that. But yeah, so if you guys are excited about this, let me know your guys' thoughts. If you guys want to, see what's going to be coming of this game, if it is going to have any type of connection towards Little Nightmares, or if it is going to be doing its own thing. I kind of doubt it just because they decided to go their own route and everything. But if you guys are out there watching this and you guys are excited for this, let me know if you guys are going to be hoping that this is going to be, just as good as Little Nightmares, and what your guys' thoughts are going to be on. So if you guys can let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.